Guys, you are listening to the Extra Mile podcast, and we are rocking with our next episode with the man that needs no introduction, Zachary Loft, also known, and his real name, Zachary Faust. Let's go. We're going to get right into it in 1 sec.
Your success is on the other side of your comfort zone. See, that's the difference between me and those other guys. I wanted it more than they did. I wanted it enough to get uncomfortable. I wanted it enough to go the extra mile. Do you want it bad enough? Do you want it bad enough to go the extra mile?
Yo. All right, we are here, guys. We are back at it. We have the man, the myth, the legend, Zachary Loft, flamethrower and all in most of his profile pics. And if you haven't seen the videos, you need to, because he's bringing that fire. So, Zach, tell these guys a little bit about you, man. Give us a quick intro, but we're going to dive deep into some stuff that you guys can take back and implement into your business.
Love it. Zachary Faust, started just going by Zachary Loft on pretty much all social platforms. And I am just a social media addict. I'm just a video guy. Like, I'm just addicted to it, honestly. I have 1.6 million on TikTok, growing on Instagram, just launched Loft Level Marketing, helping people now, over 100 clients in the world of social media marketing.
Crushing it, man.
Own Loft Realty, just partnered with my dad to relaunch Loft Team. So that's a team within the brokerage.
Let's go.
And I'm the owner of Loft Gaming, which is something I don't talk about a lot, but
It's the first time I've heard about it.
Yeah, our players actually just broke the world record for kills in a squads match. They won a tournament last night, 143 kills.
No way,
Crazy,
dude.
right?
That's insane, bro.
Basically had their bullets at least on almost every single person on the map.
That's nuts, bro. So that's cool, though, right? Because there's so much shit with that. Like, there's just
Yeah,
so much shit that goes along with that.
That's like a 10-year game, man.
Yeah.
I feel like that's like Bitcoin at 10 cents. So I'm
Yeah.
like, you know what? It cost me $500 to buy the rights to the contracts. They weren't happy. I'm like, yeah, come on over. And then I put 2 guys in charge of it. They wanted to do it for free because they just love it.
Yeah.
Now I hired them on as my PAs, my personal assistants. And now we're up to 40 people with admin, content creators, and 4 different teams.
When you can have team members and people doing shit that they truly love, like that's passionate as fuck about it,
no
dude.
one's
That's
getting paid.
Yeah, that's
no one's
insane.
getting paid. It's crazy.
Yeah. So, hey, listen, bro. I get people that come to me all the time, right? And they're like, yo, can you help me with my social media, right? And I'm like, I feel like, remember in Wayne's World when they met, who the hell was that? The rock star, not Rob Zombie, the other one, Alice Cooper, right? And they're like, we're not worthy. That's exactly how I feel when they come to me and they're asking me this question about like helping them with social media marketing. I'm like, let me just get you to follow this guy. You're going to learn so much from him anyway. But dude, that's how I heard about you in the first place, man. I'm sitting there just chilling, living my life, hustling, building my company. And, on my timeline, every other person, it seems like I'm looking at your face. And so, that's
ugly face.
That's how we connected in the first place. So let's talk about like what launched this excitement about social media in the first place. Like, dude, you're a great business person, but we're going to save that for another conversation another day. We're going to talk about social media marketing, why first, right? Why and how it all came to be.
Well, let me unwrap this Jolly Rancher that I grabbed from the front, because blue raspberry Jolly Ranchers are top notch.
Are absolutely the best.
Absolutely fire. There's nothing compares to it.
Yeah.
Honestly, because I was an idiot. I walked in from military into Department of Corrections, worked in prison because obviously I have the personality of a prison guard, correctional officer. And from there, I had a real estate agent local, Rosalia Martinez. She was my old principal in elementary school, and she saw I got Department of Corrections. She saw I was out of the contract in the military. She's like, Zach, you should be a realtor. And I'm like, no. And then 2 months later, opportunity knocked again. She said, Zach, you should be a realtor. And I'm like, no. And then third time's the charm. I remember it was like 9:30 at night. Just woke up, was about to head to my night shift up in Wilmington. Hour drive to get to the prison. Had a double. And on those doubles, I normally slept in the parking lot because I didn't drive an hour and a half down, go to sleep for 3 hours, shower, do the same. I just brought another change and slept in the freaking parking lot. And she said, hey, I signed you up for the class tomorrow. I'm the class for what? She said, you're going to be a realtor. And emptied the bank account all the way. Still had that $100 to pay because I only had $450 in the bank account, and put it on credit card, took the class. And when I became a realtor, I had no clue what the heck to do. I didn't know about homes. My parents are both military. I only had like military DOC experience. Like, I didn't have any experience in sales. Who wants to hear from me? And so when I became, in that class, when I started that class, I decided, okay, I was demoted in the Army. I was fired from this job. I was in trouble here. I was doing this. Like, I didn't do anything in my life well. And I finally was like, okay, what's the common variable in all these mistakes? I could blame everybody around me, but the common variable is me.
Yep.
And so I decided I'm going to start taking personal growth seriously.
100%.
Reading books, read all the basics, Miracle Morning, Rich Dad, Poor Dad, got into Think and Grow Rich, which was way above my skill level at the time in personal growth. That one's a doozy. The original one, too.
Yeah. I got the 21st century.
Yes, I've
one.
reread that one now. I was like, dang, I wish I had this one first.
Yeah, it's a different ballgame.
I was Googling every other word.
Yeah.
But did all that, and I was listening to people like Tony Robbins and Simon Sinek and Gary Vaynerchuk and Tom Ferry and all these people who I was aspiring to try and grow into. And so I got into the role standing in that office, like, okay, what now? And one thing I'd learned from reading Napoleon Hill was the art of business is simply finding the problem, creating the solution.
100%.
So I looked around and I was like, okay, what's the problem? And the problem that I originally found was, okay, I'm younger. Maybe it's a problem. Maybe people want to work with someone that's younger. Let's look at the bright side.
Shout out.
Shout out.
There's the plug.
Let's go next level or extra mile. My bad. I said next level.
We're making them all happen today.
Yeah, 100%. Got you. And I was like, okay, let's try and find something else. Okay, well, nobody's on social media. I was like, that's free. I'm broke. Way beyond broke. I had a relationship with the dude who shut off my electricity every month. I knew about his kids. Like, cause he would come and like, bro, you need a couple extra days? I'm like, yeah, like a couple extra weeks. And so like, I had nothing. So I was like, okay, this is free. I can go Facebook Live and not pay for it.
Right.
And when I finally got a lead from it after like a month, I was like, oh, okay, this is working. And I just did it blindly. I didn't focus on the analytics. I didn't focus on the impressions. I didn't know about the algorithm. I just did stuff.
How much of an advantage do you think that was at the time?
At the time, I mean, not much. Not much. I mean, but it gave me what little advantage I have. No one's scrappier than someone who has nothing.
Right.
So I had something there, and so I went all in on it. And I started as the typical realtor, even entrepreneur on social media that's never done it before. It was memes, it was corny posts, it was reposts. Like, I didn't know what I was doing, and I had to grow into it because I firmly believe, and I've lived it, is you don't get quality without quantity. You don't get to your goals without the reps. Mm-hmm. So everyone that looks at, you and, maybe me or other people like the Gary Vaynerchuks of the world, like, I'll never get there. Well, watch his first videos of Wine Library. They were trash.
They're terrible.
Look at Tom Ferry when he started, 10,
and he
12
looked
years
crazy back then. Did he look crazy?
He looked older than he looks now.
What the hell?
He looked older.
That is so bizarre. I had to make sure I wasn't the only one that thought that.
He looks dumb old in the start, and then he's getting younger.
Right.
He's getting younger.
All right. He's Benjamin Buttoning this shit. We got to figure this out.
I wouldn't put it past him. But it was really because I completely understood I was the stupidest person in this business. I still believe that to be true because I'm always testing. I never think that I'm 100% right.
Right.
I'm always willing to listen to somebody, and I'm always willing to try stuff.
Yeah.
I just abide by the rule of day trading attention, like Gary Vaynerchuk says. And this is basically just sponsored by Gary Vaynerchuk.
Yes, for real. What the fuck?
I'm actually going to be on a virtual stage with him in April.
Let's go.
It's going to be super cool.
Let's go, man.
But yeah, I mean, that was really the start of it. I had nothing for me, no dollars. So I just went straight into the free, and it started to work.
Right. So like in the beginning, when you didn't know about all the analytics and what to do as far as like the textbook, or, that's the problem, is there's been so many damn textbooks written by so many people at this point, like who to listen to, what to listen to, what to do, what's real, what's not real. Like, do you think, like, again, that immediate launch, you just doing it, kind of benefited because you were already there? Now you're like, okay, I'm already here. I'm already doing it.
Yeah.
Now let me figure out how to do it just a little bit more effectively. A lot of people are too stuck in the part where they're like, hey, let me get this all right first, and then I'll do it. And you went the opposite direction, which I love. You're like, I'm going to jump off this. We just said this in the last episode. I'm going to jump off this cliff and I'm going to build the wings on the way down.
Yep, 100%.
So, all right. So look, let's give some people that are out there right now, ready to build great businesses like you did, like a great following like you did, authentic, like real people that are following your shit, not just people that are a number, right? Mm-hmm. That these guys that are out there trying to do exactly what you're doing, what would you advise them to do right now, especially since times have changed a little bit since the day and the moment that you started?
Start shotgunning content. Everyone wants to be a Navy SEAL sniper, and they're not willing to pick up the shotgun and just start pulling the trigger. Just start figuring out what works. Throw spaghetti at the wall, see what sticks. That's what TikTok was for me at first. Now I got 1.6 million followers. I start off, if you scroll all the way to the bottom, scroll all the way to the bottom of my TikTok. It's awful. It's terrible
shit.
Yeah. There was no rhyme. There
Wine
was no
library
rhythm.
shit.
Yeah, exactly. And at that point, I was well versed in social media.
Yeah.
You know, I wasn't a virgin to it at this point.
No.
I wasn't where I'm at now, but like I knew what social media was. I knew the concept. I knew what my goals were going to be. And it was still bad. So start shotgunning content and understand that doing something at 10% is still better than not doing it at all.
Mm-hmm.
You know, even if it's going to be bad, it's better than not doing it. Mm-hmm. There's one ingredient that I've come to see that I found to be true that separates the people who don't move and don't make it to the successful people. There's one ingredient that's consistent across the board. Those that take action and those don't.
Mm-hmm.
Those that don't take action don't make it anywhere. Guaranteed don't make it anywhere. Those that take action have a chance. And if you don't take action, you have zero chance. I would rather have the 10% chance than the zero.
Yeah. Yeah. We've seen entrepreneurs, we've seen small business owners that actually had some success, but very little strategy, very little tactics. And that means that, like you said, the action was enough for these people to do something and gain some level of success. Now, when you could take that and then add the strategy and the tactics,
exactly,
you can do something huge. So talk about that part, right? So let's go to the moment where you got TikTok. What caused you to jump onto TikTok, and what was the success like that you were seeing? Where was your success at, social media wise, Facebook, Instagram, before you got onto TikTok, and talk about that point?
I had like 5,000 followers or so on Instagram. I had a lot of my business was coming from Facebook organic, so non-paid. And when I got on the TikTok, I actually had a very close friend of mine, Rob Vogel. It's his birthday today. Happy birthday, bro.
Happy birthday, Rob.
Not when this is getting released, but today. It was like December of 2018, and TikTok had just acquired Musical.ly 2 months prior, and he said, dude, you need to get on TikTok. I'm like, the dancing app? And he was like,
Right.
yeah. I'm like, no. And then I remember about 3 months later, hit me up again. He said, dude, I got this downloaded now. Like, I'm in on it. You need to get this. And it was like February at that point. I was like, So I downloaded it. I deleted it before I even got out of the parking lot. And I was like, I don't want to learn on social media. Like, I'm good. I'm rocking. Whatever.
He shot a video in that parking lot dancing, guys. I know he did.
100%
I know he did.
100% did. What actually got me into it was I shot his proposal. He had brought me up to Philly. He had this elaborate proposal plan. He brought me along as just because it was this big event. We just played it off like I wanted to be there and film it for the business. But he was proposing, and I filmed it, and then I edited it together. Quick little 1 minute snippet. He put on TikTok, got 60,000 views, and I was like, "Pardon? 60,000? Okay, I'm gonna download this. I'm gonna download this stupid app. Like, those are my views. I shot the video.
You didn't get credit.
And then I got my first real lesson about TikTok. I posted it. It got like 5 views. I'm like, well, we have the same amount of followers. We have none. What's
Same
going
video.
on? Same video. So I got my first lesson on TikTok. But what I was already very authentic, very real, very myself. But TikTok brought it to another level where I really had to be raw. I really had to be authentic, and it brought me to a whole nother level. I think I was on like level 6. Now I feel like I'm level 10. There's not a single thing about my life that people don't know.
Right.
And I'm fully aware that it's the vibe attracts the tribe. Only 20% of people are going to even want to know, love, and trust me. That's fine. I couldn't care less, because if I don't find the people that dislike me, I'm never going to find the people that love me. So I started to learn that. I started to grow in that, and it's just a part of my culture now.
Yeah. So let's talk about that. You brought up authenticity, and gosh, I'm so sick and tired of hearing the word authenticity on Clubhouse. And like, you just got to be authentic. You got to be authentic. You got to be authentic. What does that truly mean, especially in the way of social media? Like, I remember your early content, and I don't even know if this one made it on TikTok or not, but I remember you flipping eggs in your kitchen blindfolded.
Yep. Me and Austin had a little quick competition. Austin's listening to the Clubhouse right now.
Shout out Austin.
That was like 2.5, 3 years ago or something like that. Yeah. He made a video of doing it, and I was like, I'll do it blindfolded. And yeah.
Right. Yeah. So, okay. So let's talk about where is the line? Is there a line with authenticity?
Yeah.
Okay.
I believe there is. I think if your top 15 friends, like the stuff you would share and talk to with them, I don't think that belongs on social media. Like your top 15, your tightest of tight friends, your confidants, the people you vent to, your family, everyone above that. If you would tell your 16th friend about it, the person at the bar about it, your friend about it, it belongs on social media. You and oftentimes I do post some of the stuff that would be in my top 15, but people get a little uncomfortable with that. But that's kind of the way I give people the mindset, because it's tough. It's really tough to put like words to it. But that's kind of been the mantra that I've been telling people. And I find myself doing the same exact thing. Is like, yes, you have your personal stuff. Yes, you have your dark times. Yes, you have, your private life, which is completely needed, understood, and revered. It needs to happen.
Sure.
But
like, you don't have to put your prescription list at the pharmacy on
100%, 100%. But people have the hardest time understanding that me talking about how I prefer Taco Bell sometimes over a cheeseburger could get me business.
Right.
People don't understand it. And the whole point of it being is if they would have that same conversation with me at a restaurant and we're going back and forth, that's building rapport.
100%,
we're building a friendship. And it's one-sided at the time because it's just me talking to the camera and they can't really talk back. But you do that enough times, and before you know it, you're seeing them a year and a half later, and they feel like they know who you are.
They at least know what to buy you for lunch.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. So they feel like they know who you are. And in the world of business, that's everything, dude. It's everything, because you want people hitting you up with no competition. Like, I want to work with Bobby Jones. Like, I don't care how much you charge for your roof, bro.
Right.
I want to work with you guys.
Yep.
I trust you guys. I've seen your line of work. I've seen what you've done for the community. I love you and your kids, like all this stuff. Like, I want to work with you.
Yep. And it's funny because there's a lot of people out there that are like, oh, why do you got to show everybody when you're doing this good stuff and this and that, which I'm totally past that anyway, because like,
and I know for a fact you don't show everything.
No, absolutely not. But what I have learned is that by documenting some of the shit that I am doing, I've been able to help way more people.
Sure.
You know what I'm saying? Like so that stuff to me means a lot. And that's why I got over that completely. By the way, we shouldn't be worried about what other people are thinking in this line anyway. Now, Zach, let's talk about like time management by way of social media creation, right? Like, how do we, as busy business owners and entrepreneurs, how do we manage time to create the level of content that we need, right? And how do we get that in place?
So I'll speak to starting out, because I've leveraged a lot at this point. And I know you have too. I mean, hence why we're here. But starting out, I set an alarm on my phone to go off once an hour. And when that alarm went off, I took a video, picture, boomerang of whatever was in front of me. It could be me picking up my phone and saying what was on my mind. It could be just showing I was at the desk. It could be me at a showing. I would show up 15 minutes early to any showing tour and try and do like a 1-minute showing of the entire house in my Instagram story. I would go Facebook Live at least once a week, Monday, normally like 9 to 10 a.m., and just tell people what I was seeing about the real estate market. I designed my own show, 2 Minute Tuesday. We're closing up on our 100th episode. And it was literally just a stack of books, phone, and then just me talking. No microphone, sat in front of a window for lighting, and just recorded. A few jump cuts, post. And jump cuts, just cutting out the dead air. And I had it in my schedule. If it doesn't exist in your schedule, your alarms, something, it doesn't exist. If it's not in your schedule, it doesn't exist. And until it becomes a habit, it needs to be in your schedule. At this point, it's a habit. And I've also leveraged out a lot to the point where I still do have the time. At this exact moment, I am no longer a product of what I do. I'm only a product of what others, like, I can't do what I'm doing without about 9 to 10 other people that are currently doing something else right now.
Right.
Like,
yeah.
Quantre, Sean, and Tyler are editing a video that I'm going to release over the next week and a half, 2 weeks, that normally I would have to sit and edit. I couldn't be here right now.
I know, bro.
Sarah is managing 8 transactions that I wouldn't be able to do right now. My dad is rocking, 12 leads that I would normally have to be talking to right now. There's all these people that are just beautiful to have a part of my life. And I'm happy that I've been able to build a structure and a lifestyle for them, that they have the money that they need. They're doing what they love. And in return, I'm getting the same. So it's a beautiful partnership, and that's the power of leverage, and that's what you got to grow into. But starting off, I mean, you have to make marketing, you have to make social media a part of your business. The same exact way you want your bank account to go up, you're going to want your views to go up.
Yeah, it's got to become second nature. Just like, hey, listen, I'm here. Oh, that's right. I need to do this.
And now it's a habit.
So, like, obviously, we hear Gary V echo, document over creating. Like, just document the shit that you're already doing. But can you you gave some great examples there, but as specific as you possibly can be for people that have never posted a single piece of content. Like, what should they do? Where should they start? Grab their phone, do what with it?
So, I mean, if they've never done anything, the first two platforms you need to focus on are Facebook and Instagram. I firmly believe you should not focus on more than 3 at a time any point in your life. If you're the one physically posting the content, you should never, ever, ever, ever focus on more than 3. Now, of course, once you start leveraging, I have someone that leverages my YouTube. I have someone that leverages the Facebook business page. This year, I'm going to have people starting to leverage my Instagram and Facebook so I can get into documenting more on YouTube, my own personal YouTube. And we're also going to start on LinkedIn. Only reason I haven't been there is because I'd rather focus all my time and effort on Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok. I follow my own rules.
And the LinkedIn specialists are kicking us and like, what the hell are you doing, man?
Yeah, and people are killing it on LinkedIn right now, and I really want to get in on it. And YouTube is getting a weird second push. Like, it's very odd.
You think it has anything to do with these shorts that they're...
I think it has a lot to do with it. I think it also has a lot to do with we're moving into a fully video culture.
Yeah.
Like, it's no secret that everything's going to be video.
Yeah.
Like, in 3 to 4 years, like, look at just this year. Zoom, TikTok, which is the #1 downloaded app for now a year and a half straight, every day.
Yeah.
Every single day, and is getting older in its download age every single day. It's like the new users, the average age is like 29, 32. So people still calling it a kids app. Sorry,
dude, I'm so tired of this conversation with
you're
people.
Years late to that party.
I'm done trying to sell it to you guys,
Because trust
man.
me, I was on there when it was a 14-year-old app. I was there. I was the one who posted and got off because I was uncomfortable with it.
Right.
Like, I was there. Trust me, I get it. Like, I was posting something, I'd scroll, and this kid's like, Fortnite. And I'm like, okay. So then I'll get off. But, like, I get it. But if you're not creating content right now, you need to be at least on Facebook and Instagram, and you need to start putting in reps. I call it ghost content. Just put your camera in front of you and just talk to it. Get used to talking to nobody.
I freaking love that, man. That's a great idea.
Get used to talking to nobody. Like, LeBron is putting up shots in a gym that no one's there.
Right.
He's putting in reps when no one's watching. He's not being judged off of the new footwork that he's trying to make in the post. He's perfecting it by himself before it ever gets to the big stage, before it ever even gets to practice.
Yeah.
So put a phone in front of you. Just start talking to it. Get used to it. And there's 2 different mindsets I found.
Hold on. I want to interrupt you for 1 second.
Please.
I just want to say something on that because, man, that's fucking huge and so powerful because here we are thinking that the reason why we're not doing this is because of what other people are going to think of us. And it's not that. It's what we think of ourselves, right? When you don't have the balls and the courage to do what Zach just said to do and sit that camera in front of you by yourself and do it, then who is it that you really care about, like, what they think? You care more about what you think of you, which is important, but the problem is you think too little of you if you're so worried about it in that situation.
You know how many times I talk to myself in the car and pretend I'm on a podcast?
Yeah, but that's because you're insane.
That's
bro.
fair. I'm a sociopath. That's very fair. That's my personalities talking to each other.
No, dude, that's it, man. Yeah, like
I practice. I just practice. You know, I practiced talking to Gary Vee so many times that when I was on a virtual stage with him, I wasn't that nervous.
Yeah, but like to your point earlier, like you would have been more nervous talking to a stranger you'd never heard spoke at all on stage because at least you knew. Like that's my biggest problem with Gary Vee. I don't know what to ask the guy because now I've fucking consumed so much damn content from him. I know what he's gonna say. So that's the problem I have is like, but that's because I'm so comfortable with who he is as a person now. Like shit, I wouldn't have a problem chatting with him in any platform. Now, again, I get why a stage is going to provide a little bit more anxiety or whatever, but it is something that, to your point earlier, like you create this rapport with somebody even though you had never spoke to him yourself before.
Yep. So creating content, like I said, put the camera in front of you and just start recording. Yeah. It doesn't have to go anywhere. It's like writing a letter when you're angry and never even sending it. Just
but at least it gives you an opportunity to improve on what you didn't like.
Exactly. It gives you can sit there for hours and just do it. Like, just do that. And then also, kind of a step up from that, utilize Instagram, Snapchat, Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube stories. They disappear in 24 hours and they're expected to be raw, real, non-edited, whatever. You can have music, text, stickers, filter, whatever you want. There's really no rules other than being a stick figure with just like New listing. Like, no one wants that. They want you to talk. They want you to be real. They want it to be your life. It's literally called a story. So, but that's a great way to put in reps. And I destroyed that to the point where there were days where like you couldn't even see the dots at the top.
I know.
And I know no one was watching it. I know no one was making it to like story 19. I know it wasn't happening. And because I had the analytics, I could see it. And like 2 people seen. It was your mom and your dad. But I was getting in the reps to where now there's over 1,000 people watching every single story. I'm comfortable because I know I'm giving my best self, and I've been practicing with this for years, and I'm going to continue to get better. And I'm practicing now for when 100,000 people are going to start seeing those. So I'm practicing now. So I still view it like practice. The same exact reason a bodybuilder still goes to the gym. He still has room to improve.
Yeah.
It's a never-ending game. It's like
Yeah,
Simon
this isn't
Sinek.
a destination. No,
Yeah,
not at all.
it's not a finite game. It's an infinite game.
No. So let's talk about, all right. So we've covered the idea of somebody who's starting out, never did this shit before at all, right? Now let's talk about the people that have invested the time and money into good equipment and good cameras. And now, you know, they really have the ability to deliver on a high level video. Where should they go with their TikTok content specifically? Let's focus TikTok content and how to create just really truly engaging and captivating content for TikTok with all of the abilities at your fingertips.
So there's a lot of categories you can fit TikTok into. It is really still the Wild West. And people won't get on TikTok for the same exact reason people didn't get into Bitcoin when it hit 8,000, because they thought it was too late. Shout out all the people who have Bitcoin in a crash this morning. Corrected. But the boat hasn't left the dock. I firmly believe the dock hasn't even been made yet. The boat isn't even near us yet because YouTube Shorts hasn't even been fully released. There's still no real clear answer as to what the barometer for the styles of content are. It's still the wild, wild west. There's really not a lot of monetization that's happening in it. And with TikTok, really what I tell people is design a methodology for how you're going to create a template psychologically as to how you're engage your audience. Like whether I'm telling a story or talking about my food preference, talking about a date I went on, talking about the podcast I was at, whatever I'm talking about, I follow the same method. It's called the thirst method. And I literally it was funny. Jason Pantana, friends with Tom Ferrer, not friends, he's a marketing guy, but he asked me like, what's your method? And I started writing it down. I was like, okay, title, hook, you got to interest them, reframe. And I noticed I was spelling out the word thirst. I was like, oh, this is perfect.
Oh shit.
I made a little, it was an anagram or I don't know, I forgot what it's called. Acronym, whatever. I'm stupid. No. Something that starts with an A, it's an apple. So basically I created the thirst method, which is you got to get a good title, which on TikTok, you can put the caption up right before when it starts, give people kind of a little bit of a taste of what it's going to be. And then I debated whether I was going to say title or give them a taste, but I just went with title to make it a little bit easier. Both start with a T, though.
You were going with
titillate.
Thirst.
I'm going to make it titillate.
Taste, thirst,
But then people are going to start saying tit, and that's going to be weird. So title.
I'm for it.
Second one's hook. On all short form, the one art that people are going to have to understand is if you do not know how to grab someone's attention and become a scroll stopper, get someone's attention within the first 3 seconds, and that window is getting shorter every day, it seems. If you can't grab someone's attention those first 3 seconds, you're not going to win. And that applies to almost everything, but especially in short form video. Did you know the average person passes by 14 and a half videos every 60 seconds on TikTok?
Damn.
14 and a half. And when you look at the average watch time, most of that time watched goes to 2 videos. The rest are going swipe, swipe, swipe. You got to get the title. At least they're reading it. So now we're about 1.5 seconds in. And then you have the frame, the sound, whatever you're saying, you're doing, you're dancing, whatever it is to grab their attention, hook it. Once you hit 3 seconds, that's a view. I tell people all the time, the algorithm, every single video is going to get seen by at least 50 people that do not follow you. Every single one. They're like, well, Zach, I'm not getting 50 views. I'm like, because no one's watching for more than 3 seconds. That's a view. Now, of course, you want to get more because watch time is huge for the algorithm.
Yeah.
But that's a view. And those first 50 people, based off the engagement, are going to determine whether it gets seen by the next 100 people, and the next 250 people, and the next 1,000, and so on and so forth, until you have this Liberty Bell curve of engagement. And the third one is interest. I don't care if your title's great and your hook's great. If after the first 3 seconds what you're saying is not interesting, it doesn't matter. Now, here's the problem. Most people think their life isn't interesting. Most people
Yeah.
don't understand how anybody could be interested in that. But I know for a fact people would get a GoFundMe up to $10 million, if not more, if they could create some way to see Mark Zuckerberg coding Facebook. People love documentation. People love seeing what happened. I sat for 3 hours and watched a story on Tiger Woods presented in a different way on a story that I already knew. I just love the documentation, and we all do in some way, shape, or form, but no one thinks their life is interesting enough. I told a story literally the other day about how I just did my PT test, and it's got like 125,000 views. And before people are like, you have 1.6 million followers, I actually, and this is kind of off subject, I deleted my follower algorithm for fun. I didn't post for 30 days so that now none of my original followers see my content.
Really?
I made it so I had to redo getting on the For You page and building my engagement back up.
Because I had no idea that this is even a thing. But
so it's you have a 14-day window. You have a 14-day window, and it's 7. I think it's actually 7, but I've heard it's 14. Where basically for 14 days, if someone doesn't view for a significant amount of time, like or comment or share, that they're simply not going to see you on their following page if they have more than like 200 accounts followed. TikTok's going to start pushing them the content of consistent creators, just like YouTube. YouTube wants consistent content. Instagram, Facebook, TikTok is too. And this wasn't always the case, but TikTok now has so much content being pumped in that they can start to get picky. So I actually went 30 days, didn't post a thing just to try it. And now I'm back up to averages about 60 to 80,000 views. And 92% of that 125,000 is from the For You page. So I'm like, great, I'm getting new people. So it's title, hook, interest, and then after that, you got to reframe. You've brought up the interesting topic. Now I need to pull back and storytell, which is S, storytell. Now I'm going to go through the details one by one. And then at the end, I need to have some form of target. Do I want them to like it? Do I want them to comment? Do I want them to share? What am I saying? A lot of times I'll say something like at the 28-second mark that's just outlandish, and I'll say it quickly just so people go to the comments. I just spit everywhere. Just so people go to the comments to see if anyone else heard it. Because once they open up the comment bar, I now know they're going to watch a little bit longer because they're reading comments. Maybe they'll make a comment. And if I say something outlandish I'm strategic at this point. If I say something crazy at like the 56-second mark, they're already there. Now I want them to swipe up and start reading comments. So now I get a rewatch, which is the most valuable part in the algorithm, if you can get a rewatch. So the moment it stops, starts again, and hits the 3-second mark again, rewatch. So I'll say something crazy at like the 50-second mark. So, and with doing that, sometimes it could be, the T could be used as tease. Like if you're saying part 2 is on my profile. Yeah. Stuff like that. Or I post what happened on my Instagram. You got to have a reason.
Yeah. So is there a reason between, so they have a 15-second and a 60-second setup right from the jump, right? So what's the preference? I mean,
you have to at least make the video more than 7 seconds. If it's under 7 seconds, you do not have any algorithmic, it's not going to make the For You page. Yeah. It's just not. And if you're like, well, I've seen 3-second video. No, you've seen a clip that's 3 seconds long that they stacked 3 times. It's actually a 9-second video that's just stacked. So you can't make the For You page. It algorithmically is not a part of their algorithm. Same exact reason why you can have 5,000 Facebook friends, but no more than 500 people are ever going to see your content. It's not built for 5,000 people.
Yeah. All right. So let's talk about, dude. First of all,
we're getting really nerdy.
Hey guys, if you're listening, he actually doesn't know anything about TikTok. This is all made up. Okay. No, I'm just kidding.
1.6 million followers. I bought all of them. I bought all of them.
Dude, it's like it's crazy to me that you could pack all this information into your fucking brain, bro.
How much sugar's in a Jolly Rancher?
By the way,
I'll spit it out right.
By the way, I have a TikTok video where I literally started my hook, like you said, or my hook, and then I was like, by the way, my tongue is blue from a blue raspberry Jolly Rancher. The blue raspberries are the fucking best. Dude, and everybody commented like, the blue raspberries are the shit. I was like, did you listen to my message?
I went to Fort Indian Town Gap, PA when I was in National Guard. We went out to Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, and they had these shots, and they called them Jolly Rancher shots. And they said, yo, this is just vodka and this one little thing. I swear to God, tasted
just like Jolly Rancher.
Like, I watched him. It was like 90% vodka. And then he did one little thing, and it tasted exactly.
Like a blue raspberry or just, okay. All right.
I would have died.
So listen, I want to talk specifically, and I've been asked this question so much lately about how to get your audience over to other platforms. You've seemed to have done that pretty damn well. Do you want a water?
No,
Okay.
I'm good. I'm good.
All right, you've sucked that DMT down quick, bro.
Gotta get the energy. Shout out, New You and Phoenix Nutrition.
Yeah.
That's where all the energy comes from.
Killing it.
No
Colton and
coffee.
Rob. So let's talk about that, right? Because
Yeah.
I think that so to be perfectly clear, I have a friend of mine who, at the same timeline grew to about 1.5 million, 1.6 million in the same time that you did. Totally different content. You were a prison guard. He was a prisoner. Okay. But the point is, your Instagram following grew, his didn't. Your YouTube grew, his didn't. You were able to bring and convert your audience. How do you do that successfully, and what's the key?
So TikTok is not a host platform. It is simply not. There's no way to track, know your audience, honestly. It is a bridge platform similar to a Clubhouse where you want to get them off Clubhouse. You want to gain the audience there, but then you want to invite them over to the VIP room. All right. You want to get them into the back to have the real conversation in the DMs. You want to get onto the course. You want to do any of that. So there's a lot of different ways I see people do it well, and it really depends on your business. But first, it's based off value. That's the number one ingredient right there. No matter what you're in, if you're not bringing enough value, I do not care about whatever you're doing on another platform. It's just going to sound salesy. And like I said, 14 and a half videos every 60 seconds, I ain't got time for it. All right. I got 13 and a half other videos to watch. Right. So, a couple strategies I've utilized that have been good. I try and house people on what's called Discord. For people that don't know Discord and they're in the business world, it's basically like gaming Slack. It's very similar to Slack. It's in a giant organized group chat. And I house people there. And so I've done other things, like maybe it was a little PG-13 and that's not really my brand. I'll say, hey, I post part 3 in my Discord and the link will be in my bio. And I'll just be very upfront about it. I'm not trying to be salesy, or I'm not trying to offer some product. I'm not doing any of that. I'm just saying I can't post it here. I'm literally in a thong. I can't do that. I literally did for Christmas. I surprised my dad. I was in a little...
You could have kept that to yourself.
I know. I'll post it. Go into my Discord. It's still there. Go in Discord. It's still there. It's tasteful, though. You only see it for a little bit.
Yeah, sure.
But you see it enough to know why my dad reacted the way he reacted. It was hilarious.
Okay.
Regardless, be authentic.
If that's your authentic self, my friend.
I'm telling you, there's not much that people don't know about my actual life. So, but I posted that on my
He wears thongs
Discord.
all the time,
all
guys.
the time,
It's
bro.
not new.
If you're making YouTube videos, take clips and put on there. My dude Brady, big TikToker. He's got 900,000, big friends with him. We're going to hang out here soon in real life. And we do Twitch together. He takes clips and just puts them on TikTok. And if I want to see more, he doesn't say at the end, now go to my YouTube for the full clip. He just posts them there.
It's implied, yeah.
You can clearly see it's a high-quality YouTube video. This wasn't shot with the phone. It's edited. You know what it is. His YouTube's in his bio, so if you want more, you'll go get more. That's the problem. People...
So that sounds like a great strategy, especially for the people that do have the high-quality equipment
if you're
and stuff like
killing
that.
it,
Yeah.
And stop asking. I get
Stop asking.
Stop asking people to follow. Stop
right.
asking people to like. Stop asking people to go subscribe. Stop. It's so overplayed. I don't watch a single YouTuber who's not like, remember to subscribe and hit the bell. If I want to watch your content, I'll subscribe and hit the bell. Stop asking me, Jared. I will do it if I want to do it. We all know how these platforms work. Now, Clubhouse being new and people don't know about the bell, cool. Let people know about the bell. They don't know what the green bean means. Got it.
How many followers or how many people are on Clubhouse now? Do you know?
How many people?
Yeah.
Oh, God, millions.
Yeah, I didn't know how quickly. I knew when I first got on, it was like 1 million.
Yeah, they started releasing invites like it's crazy. And they're coming out with Android. My guess is they're going to make it a public platform when they release Android. Or maybe they give it a month with Android users and then they make it public. And it's going to be very odd, not to get off on a tangent, but it's going to be very odd to see what happens. Because right now, and I feel it's getting a little less every day, but it's a very high-level platform. It's a lot of high-level thinkers. It's a lot of, the net worth, I would venture to guess, the average yearly income of someone on there is in the 6 digits. And it's a lot of high-level thinkers, a lot of readers, a lot of leaders. And when it's public, that's going to change. So I don't know what they're going to do to try and keep it high level, try and keep the trolls off the stage. I don't know if people that are already on there are going to get some kind of founder's badge, or if there's going to be another level beyond a moderator. They've talked about having
I've heard that.
A blue badge for your person that's just your helper, your security almost, to kick people off, but they don't have full mod privileges. The ability to pin people, they've talked about a few different things.
Or the celebrity guests and things like that, having them with a different badge.
And I'm going to make a prediction here. and I'm going to either eat my words or you're going to play this back in the ear and be like, damn, he was right. I feel we're on MySpace right now.
Okay.
Someone's making Facebook.
Yeah. Yeah, I've been saying that. I've been saying that too, man.
I think Clubhouse is MySpace. I think it's got issues that are pre-built into it.
Yeah. And it's very simple, really.
It's extremely simple. Don't get me wrong. MySpace almost died because it was too complex.
Yeah.
But it's not. It has a lot of issues that aren't really fixable. For example, maybe they know something I don't know, but from an advertiser and a marketer at heart, I don't understand this $1 billion valuation that they receive because I don't see where they monetize it. They have a few different options like subscriptions, like private rooms to cost money, and also ads, of course, but there's no real place for advertising because there's no space on the screen. And it would really jack up the bandwidth because it has to be an instant app. There can't really be this, I missed 30 seconds because the ad popped up.
Yeah.
Paying, you're going to lose a ton of people. Because let's be really freaking honest. If I want to hear Gary Vaynerchuk, I can go on YouTube. Why would I pay $9.99 to get into this room? And then there's the option of like having a subscription style service just to be on the app. That's probably the only option I see working because of FOMO. I don't think people will ever be FOMO-ish enough to want to get into a room.
Oh, right. Yeah. You're not.
But I think if you did a monthly, maybe there's a premiere package that allows you on a stage.
That's brilliant.
I think that's the route they could go.
But I mean, it looks like they want to get rid of this, right? I mean, it doesn't look like this is something that they want to keep forever, or they wouldn't have integrated it with Twitter and Instagram the way that they did. They would have created their own direct messaging. You know, there's no reason in the world why they didn't have a direct messaging.
I think the power of it is the fact that it's all audio. I think there's a power to that.
No, I'm saying, okay, right. I get that.
Yeah.
I get that. I think it attracts certain people. Like I've heard it mentioned a few times, and I've said it several times, that Spotify, to me, seems like a perfect place for this to be.
And here's the thing, as a business owner, would you spend as much time on that if you knew it was an exclusive platform? Like you were just growing Clubhouse. I'm on there and Grant's on there and all these high level people are on there because they're not growing Clubhouse. As they grow here, they're growing all their other platforms.
Right, and that's my point, right? I think that they're trying to attract the attention, their original intent anyway. Was to attract the attention of the other platforms.
I think the moment they close the doors and say everything can be done here is the moment it starts dying.
Right.
Because now,
I'm with you.
I'm growing Clubhouse just to grow Clubhouse. That's who's to say this isn't MySpace and it disappears.
Yeah, that's my whole point with this question is like they could have built it so it was closed, and they didn't.
Right. I think they need to keep it that way.
Right, with the intention of attracting the, because you can't tell me like they know, like Instagram. No, my bad. Instagram knows that we came from Clubhouse. Like we came over from Clubhouse in that moment.
And that's one other far-fetched form of monetization. There's about 10 to 11 different social media platforms out there. You're a brand new social media. Hey, $1 billion and you're one of the 2 exclusive apps that can be linked to Clubhouse. You're a brand new you're the new Beluga.
That's interesting.
You're the new MySpace and you want to be the one of the 2 connections. It's now Instagram or Tri-County, whatever the new one is, Bubbles.
Yeah.
Hi, Bubbles. You don't have to pay it up front, but $1 million up front, X per month, and you're going to be one of the only 2.
Now, but what about the way that LinkedIn set up? You know, there was LinkedIn, and then you could buy LinkedIn Premium or whatever, where you had.
I'm thinking there could be a subscription service based off of time,
access.
Maybe if you're in the free version, you're not able to talk,
or you're not able to direct message, and maybe they do implement a direct message.
Maybe they do implement, but I think the subscription per month is really going to be the route they have to go.
Yeah,
because I don't see people paying for rooms. I for sure won't, and I'm speaking for me, and I think ads ruins the party. It really does. It kicks the cool kids out. Because right now the cool kids are like, yo, I can direct people over to my Instagram, get them to download my ebook right now.
Right.
I'm in front of 1,300 people like this, live, in person. Everyone's got FOMO, and that's the beauty of it not being recorded.
Yeah.
Because everyone has to be there. And that's another thing that could ruin the app if they allow recording. Because now it's no longer FOMO.
All right, dude, we could talk about all these scenarios, but that it is an interesting topic anyway, and I love the fact that we could have a
4-hour podcast.
Yeah, I know. I love the fact that we can get on just some interesting conversation about other shit sometimes. But let's get back to some strategy and stuff like that for our listeners. I want to make sure that we leave them with some dope shit that they can take back and put into their business right away. So
super dope.
Let's go into my question, my extra mile question. Every guest gets asked, at what point throughout your business or growing your social media video or whatever, did you really go the extra miles above and beyond, something that was totally out of the norm, and you got extreme results as a result of doing so?
I completed the $1.80 rule every single day from 2018 into 2019 for other than 2 days.
I don't know what that is.
The $1.80 rule is leaving your 2 cents on 90 posts of people that do not know you. So going into my explore section, searching a local gym, searching the local coffee shop, looking up the local pond, lake, park, and then hitting all the people that had recently tagged it there, and then liking, following, and leaving a legitimate 2-line comment. And I did that every single day to 90 people.
Brilliant.
And that's Gary Vaynerchuk's rule. It's a $1.80 rule. Leaving your 2 cents on 90 different posts. I did it every day. And my coaching clients, I train them on how to do that every single week, and they've seen extreme results. Literally just got off the phone this morning with one of our clients. She's a new realtor. This is her first ever training she's ever received. She has not had a single deal. She did the $1.80 rule. A doctor hit her up, said, actually, I'm moving into the area. I have $1.2 million cash. I'm ready to buy. First client, first lead, came from the $1.80 rule. It's super powerful. And in the real estate realm, the other way I went above and beyond was value to for sale by owners. We're not in a market right now where for sale by owners are extremely accessible because homes are selling like hotcakes. Never got that phrase. Never seen anyone selling pancakes for the fact that they were selling super fast.
Yeah, what the hell is that?
I have no clue. A hotcake's just a pancake in New Hampshire, but it's literally just like I've never seen anyone selling them.
Oh, I get it though, because if you don't buy it quick, it's no longer a hot cake. That motherfucker's cold.
Maybe.
Hey, listen, I just provided a degree of understanding.
I've just never seen anybody like, but who just pre-makes hotcakes and says, get them now? Like, I don't know.
While they're hot.
Yeah, it's weird. But I also brought value at an immense level and really just threw it out there, really just jumped off the cliff and to see what happened. Like I would hit up for sale by owner, said, yo, I don't want to sell your home. I want to help you sell your home. It's been on for 30 days. Let me help you. And I would rewrite their description on Zillow. I would take pictures for them. I would do a video tour for them. I would advise them on things to do to get in front of the other for sale by owners, another agent listed. And what happened was about 80% of those homes I would go into, after about a week or two, if it's still not selling or maybe them getting a lot more exposure, like, oh my God, he did all this for free. What would he do if I paid him?
Woo.
So, and then what would happen was, it was actually, I won't shout out the brokerage because they wouldn't want me to, but they actually brought me up for a class because they're like, yo, like you've gotten like 13 for sale by owners in the last 6 months. And like Delaware doesn't have a ton. It was almost half of the amount of all of Delaware, and they were mine. And I was the rookie agent. And you're like, how are you doing? I got up and I talked about it, and everyone was like, you're stupid. I'm not wasting my time doing that. I'm like, okay, cool. Because I am.
Great. Leave the rest of those for sale by owners for me too.
100%. My first one was a $400,000 beach home. First one. I walked in. He said, I've been trying to sell this for 6 months. I've talked to so many agents. I don't want to list with you. I'm like, okay. So I'm going to shoot a video for you because that's going to get you revamped to anybody who saved your home, and it's going to get you back out there. And then we're going to change our description, and then I want you to lower the price by $500 a week later because that's going to put you on the price reduced page, and it's going to get a notification out to everybody. He's like, oh. Did all that. He said, actually, man, I think I'm just going to rent it. I say, cool. So why don't we do this? When is your renter coming in? He said, a month and a half. I said, okay, cool. Would you mind? Would you be against if we just put it on the market for a month and a half? If it sells, it sells. If it doesn't, it doesn't. You have a renter. Would that work? Said, sure. I don't see the problem. Sold in 3 days.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, these are strategies, guys, that you can take right now, use them right now, do exactly what he did. And, you know, if you're in real estate, don't ignore this shit. Don't be, you know what I mean?
Just bring value.
People are so uncomfortable. They don't want to have, like, you owe it to yourself. You got in this business for a reason. You owe yourself the time, the energy that it takes to do what he just said to do, you know? And that's it.
No one wants to take action unless they see the ROI. Like, screw an ROI, man. I want return on audience. I want to grow an audience. Because right now, if just all hell broke loose, all the defecation hit the oscillation, like it was just all done right then and there, I have an audience. Lost my license, lost the brokerage. Everything just fell apart right in front of me. This
motherfucker said defecation hit the oscillation. You're not going to act like you didn't just say that, bro, and just keep going.
It's that vernacular, man. I'm trying to get smarter, bro. I try to use big words so people think I'm smart, bro.
I love it.
But I have an audience now. It's not a huge audience, but it's an audience. I could get by.
Yeah.
I could get by. Like I could sell a little $50 program on how to grow your social media, get 100 people lined up, make $5,000 a month until I got back on my feet.
Yeah.
Like I have an audience now, and there's so much value on that, and people don't get that.
Yeah.
People don't get having a trustworthy brand that's growing and scaling. Nike could sell wine next month and they would sell 1 million in the first weekend, and they have no reason to think they're making quality wine just because they have an audience.
Yeah, we've seen that happen before too, by the way. Sony, I mean, who invited them into the gaming world?
Yeah, they just made electronics, and all of a sudden 100%.
Yeah, I mean, we had Nintendo, we had Sega, we had all these other, we had these gaming, forever. These same people had been running the industry, and here came PlayStation.
Yep.
What?
By the way, can we also say how terrible of a name that is? When you actually consciously think about how stupid of a name that is.
Oh, he's a PlayStation hater.
No. I'm completely cool with it. Xbox, Play, whatever. Just how childish of a name.
You like Xbox better, huh?
I think it's a creative name, but literally it's just PlayStation. It's almost like they had a 15, they had it on. We just need a name. We need it. We play on it. PlayStation. Okay, cool.
I love that though. It's just as practical as fucking Toolbox is.
You're right. It's extremely practical, but you're absolutely right. It's the exact reason why. It's why Gary Vaynerchuk can walk right into the esports industry.
Yeah.
It's why Grant Cardone can walk into the capital investment game. It's why these people can.
Yeah, but see, I even see difference in that, right?
It's why you can start a podcast and just because you have an audience,
right? Well, I see that too, but like for example, when you're great at social media marketing, right? You have a place in everything. Do you see what I'm saying? Because
100%.
There's nothing out there that shouldn't be represented in the social media world, right?
And it's not just social media, dude. If
or
social
marketing
media
in
went
general,
away,
yeah,
I'd be in the newspaper. It's about attention, and right now that's the free place. And here's the biggest part. And if you just needed one push to be on social media, there's not a single advertising platform on the planet as we speak that allows you to advertise in a place that people already naturally want to be. You literally can create content that's similar to what you already know is on their page and what they're already getting on there to see.
I want you and Gary Vee to have this conversation one day, man, because you know how hard he is pitching that Super Bowl spot. But I agree.
Okay, so
I agree.
Did you see the video I did?
That's why I said this. Yeah, that's why when you said that, I brought it up because I was like, "You're right."
TikTok video. I'll do really quick math.
Yeah.
I remember it. So TikTok
Pay
video.
attention, guys. Pay attention to this shit.
Chipotle. Let's compare Chipotle to any Super Bowl commercial. So Chipotle ran an ad where they brought the kid back that said, "I love Chipotle. Chipotle is my life." Like that Vine from a while ago. Mm-hmm. They brought him back. He's like 10 years older now, obviously. And he says the same thing. They just made a video of it. Got 4 million views. All right. Got 4 million views on TikTok. Now, a Super Bowl ad is going to get seen by about 100 million people if everybody's looking at the television. There's no guarantee on that. We all know it's not going to be all 100 million, but that's the average watchers. All right. 100 million. And you have to spend close to $5 million for a 30-second spot. All right? 30 seconds, $5 million. Now, at that cost, you're basically spending $1 for every 23 views. All right? So if we brought that up to 1,000, which is what's called a CRM, CRM, CPM, my apologies. Basically cost per 1,000 views. Terrible cost. Terrible. TikTok, however, they got for every dollar they spent, they got 4,000 views. They didn't spend a dime other than maybe $1,000, if that, to the kid to make the video. They didn't have to do any hype.
Yeah, that's
They
crazy.
didn't have to do any post. They didn't have to do any repurposing. They didn't even shoot the video. The kid did. They just posted it. And what inspired me was like 3 comments on, like, this is a Super Bowl looking ad. Like, why would you do it? Especially when you're Chipotle and you want people on their phone to go right to DoorDash and order Chipotle.
Right there.
You're right there. And here's the other thing. It's guaranteed views. When they say we have 100 million people watching the Super Bowl, first of all, that's your data, not mine. All right? It's like when a newspaper says how many people they have subscribed. That's your data, not mine. When radios, listeners, like that, I don't know. All right? Secondarily, when I have 4 million views on a social media platform, I know their thumbs on the screen, their eyes are looking there. I have that guarantee.
Yeah.
I know they're not going like this.
Shit.
No one's doing that.
He's right.
So I have
man.
guaranteed views. All right. I have them right where I want to be. Because if you're a business and you don't have the ability to have someone buy or sell something straight on their phone, you're missing out big time. You're like 8 years late. So why would I do that when I could run a Doritos? Like Doritos, I get. Pepsi, I get. Like that's more branding. That's branding. But if you're interested in just getting a $5 million commercial, just to run a commercial, you are blowing your money. If you're not spending at least $10 million in production, getting people like Drake in your State Farm commercial, all this after the Super Bowl, after on YouTube, prior, hyping it up. Like, you're close to spending probably close to $50 to $100 million to actually get your sufficiently get your brand out there.
Yeah, bro, you said a lot just then, but I think the biggest part for me, yeah, but bro, like, think about it though. Like, you're right. You can't control the idea that while your commercial is airing on a TV, somebody else is looking away, looking at. They're probably looking at your phone.
They're probably looking at TikTok. But now I get that that's the only time. There's only a 3-hour span in the history of an entire year that people are like, I want to watch commercials. That's the only time. I get that.
Yeah.
I get that. Don't get me wrong. But you get to run videos on a platform that people want to be on 365 days out of the year, 24/7, and on demand. If I want to go back and watch that video, done.
100%. Listen, guys, we could talk about this shit all day long, and I know I say that pretty much in every damn episode because honestly, I love this shit. I love chatting about business. I love chatting about social media marketing, not as much as this guy loves chatting about.
Do you want to just run back episode 2, just restart it real quick, hit the button?
Yeah, let's just go ahead. We'll batch this shit. No, but what I want to say to the listeners, especially anybody out there that might be a little bit more traditional in their thinking and old school, and listen, nobody believes in the power of relationships more than I do. I can promise you that. There's going to be some people that believe in it as much, but not more, I can promise you. So one of the things that Zach taught me, and I believe 100%, is like this provides you an opportunity for you to scale those relationships. Never before will you ever be able to scale your relationships like you can right now.
Yep.
Right? Like, you're going to have lunch after lunch meeting new people, going to mixer after mixer meeting new people, going to business groups and networking groups meeting new people. But on camera and on social media, you can put your face in front of hundreds and thousands of people all at one time.
Yep.
That's where this social media marketing world fits into what your world should be.
I had a realtor tell me I was lying the other day because I told him I hadn't made a cold call in 2.5 years.
You ain't got to convince me. I believe it. Listen, so that you guys can continue to watch this guy grow his social media marketing and his social media presence even more than he already has, because this is just the fucking beginning. So get on his shit, follow him. Zach, tell him where to follow you at, tell him where to find you so that they can go and click that button.
Zachary.loft on Xanga, MySpace, and OnlyFans. No, it's you can follow me on Facebook. I have all 5,000 friends, so just hit the follow. I'll try and follow you back. Instagram is where I do most of my content. I'm on Snapchat, Zachary.loft now. I just got on that because I was kind of late to the game, never really did it. And TikTok. So TikTok, it's all Zachary.loft, all easy to find. And I would love to chat with you. So please, DM me on Instagram, hit me up. Let's link up. Let's do a Zoom. Let's chat. If you're interested in the coaching, let's make it happen. If you're a realtor in the area, you want to grow your business, hit me up. We own the brokerage. We own the team. We're looking to help more agents in Delaware grow their business. And if you're national, which I know this man's got a national audience, hit me up, man. I can help you grow your brand to this man's level right here and get you the extra mile in your business.
Woo, let's go. All right, guys, thanks for tuning into this episode of the Extra Mile Podcast. Make sure you guys tune in. We're going to continue to bring high-level guests like Zachary.loft, and make sure you rate and review. Thanks, guys.
Your success is on the other side of your comfort zone. See, that's the difference between me and those other guys. I wanted it more than they did. I wanted it enough to get uncomfortable. I wanted it enough to go the extra mile. Do you want it bad enough? Do you want it bad enough to go the extra mile?